summer, we were the tide, the clearest of azure, bright as your eyes, golden skin sundress, you were the skies, and I see the color I've known all my life. We are timeless, we are timeless. Waves washing over the sand on my feet. Time is an ocean and I'm lost at sea. Tomorrow won't find us, but I still believe. Searching for you is looking for me. We are timeless, we are timeless, we are timeless, we are timeless. You are water, I am frozen. Skies are moving, I'm standing still in the shadows of your twilight. I am falling, I am falling, I am falling. When nights last forever and days run away, the world makes us fly by into the gray. With every season, every change, you'll be the sunlight I feel on my face. We are timeless, we are timeless, we are timeless, we are timeless, we are timeless. I am frozen. We are timeless. I'm moving, I'm standing still. We are timeless. Shadows of your twilight. We are timeless.
still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart, and my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want, baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love, yeah, yeah. Call me when you want, baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when we were staring a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart, and my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring a photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart, and my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want, baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love, yeah, yeah. Call me when you want, baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love, yeah, yeah, yeah.
got to feel in heaven when my lover's near. Lord, let this moment last for another year. Though today has ended, the night's still young, I'd say. Lover, don't go away. Let it be the thing that I am longing for. Let's fly out from Manhattan to the California shore, just to watch the ships at night on the San Francisco Bay. Oh, lover, please, please stay. Don't say you have to go. Don't say you need to run. I'll stop the clock on Central Station and we can have a drink downtown. Let it be the night that I am longing for. Let's fly down south to Austin or to Ecuador, just to drink pina colada on a hot, wet summer's day. Oh, lover, please, please stay. Yeah! Don't say you have to go. Don't say you need to run. I'll stop the clock on Central Station and we can have a drink downtown. Let it be the night that I've been longing for. Let's fly down south to Austin or to Ecuador, just to drink pina colada on a hot, wet summer's day. Oh, lover, oh, lover, oh, lover, please, please stay. Please stay. Please stay.
All right. Thank you, Artlist, for providing the music. They're not being sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. Let me get my DM cap on, and we'll be good to go. All right. Welcome to another one shot. We're hanging out here. We've got an urgent rescue, another one shot. I thank you, D&D Guild. I really should have had that written down for providing the one shots we're using to learn. We're coming back to a familiar place in time with brand new characters, level 3, moving on up that leveling scale, just so I can see how things work. I'm excited to get started. Once again, we have with us McCheeto and Draco Blades, who are playing fresh new characters, and I'm excited to get going and be back once again. So let's just go ahead and get the guys in here, and let's get started. Gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure to be back, thank you.
Oh, McCheeto is having wife aggro, so he might be a little bit quiet today. We'll see what happens. But it is really hard to keep the McCheeto quiet. It really is.
Well, I'm in the other room with my laptop and my headphones.
Oh, actually, that should be easy then. I mean, yeah. All you need is that.
I'm using my phone this time, so...
All right, rock on, rock on. Let me turn off the music there and start some ambiance. La da da da. I like groovy.
Pretty groovy.
Pretty is.
Can you hear me?
Well, I can
Yes,
hear you just fine.
I'm trying it without the push to talk to see how well it will work.
Oh. Holy crap. All right, guys. So, you guys find yourself in a very familiar place. You're in the village of Meyerhall once again. The village of Meyerhall, of course, is a 60-man village located a short distance inside the Wolf Pine Forest, a place that your guys' character, that you personally are familiar with, but not in character, obviously. The occupants of the village are mostly trappers, hunters, lumberjacks, with some tradesmen and their family. Meyerhall is about a half a day's walk away from the town of Talbot, which lies to the edge of the forest. The Wolf Pine Forest consists mostly of tall pine trees with other hardwoods such as cedar and oak. It also has a rich variety of game such as squirrels, deers, rabbits, while the immediate area is considered mostly safe, the hunters and trappers speak of strange sounds that they sometimes hear deep from within the forest. So, your characters find themselves waking up and having breakfast at the Bullfrog Inn. You guys would like to talk amongst yourselves and introduce yourselves and your characters, what they look like, and just a little bit about them.
Two seconds here.
McCheetah, would you like to take the charge?
2 seconds here.
Oh my gosh. I can hear the feedback. Christopher?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out because it's. 'Cause every time I'm trying to hear you guys, it's just cutting in and out.
Okay. If we were a sponsored show, this would be a perfect opportunity to bring up sponsors. But we don't have any sponsors, so it's just me sitting here. In the meantime, just
Have you heard about D&D Beyond? It's a great tool. Not sponsored, but it's a great tool.
it looks like McCheetah has cut out for just a second. So technical difficulties as it is. Like I said, Wi-Fi aggro. So. Oh, it happens. It happens. I guess as single guys, we don't have to deal with that.
Okay, yeah. All right, now I remember who. Okay.
Oh, you have everything? All right. Christopher, you back with us? Excuse me. I would like to take the time to express how I would eventually like the vision behind this is to eventually get into some campaigns, some bigger modules and stuff like that. Just getting kind of acclimated. I do like the fact that I'm printing these out and having Photoshop pulled up, which you'll see here in a moment. Well, not in a moment. It depends on how they get through. McCheetah, if you're talking, I'm not hearing you, bud.
Thing 1, 2, 3.
No, I hear you.
Heard you that time.
Oh, let's give this a try.
I'll turn you up a little bit. All right. Once again, your characters find themselves in the common area of the Bullfrog Inn, having breakfast and getting your day started.
Are we together?
That's a good question. Did you guys travel together, or are you just two travelers who happen to find themselves in there?
Cheetah, what's your guy's name again?
Avery? Wait, no.
Archie. Archie. Okay. So, I say me and Cheetah, if you agree that we just traveled, we were here together just having breakfast to two people.
So go ahead and introduce yourselves and your characters and who they are. Just go ahead and describe your characters.
My character is Bob, Goliath barbarian that has sunken dark eyes. Can't really tell what color they are. He's about 7'4" and weighs about 300 pounds. Is just starting to lose the last bit of his hair. You can kind of tell. And I've got lots of, dirt on my skin, and you can tell that I like to be in the outdoors.
Cool. McCheeto?
My guy's name is Archie Barley. He is a previous soldier and now a monk that is very hardy and strong looking, very handsome. And yeah, he likes to work out and save people where he.
Okay. As you guys are eating breakfast, having a bit of bread, morning goat's milk, as it were, in rushes a young man, and he's screaming and shouting, "We need help! Something terrible has happened at the Holborn farm! The mayor and wizard sent me to get you! Anybody that can help us at the farmstead! Please, please hurry!" And he looks at all able-bodied people in the common room. Some of the trappers and hunters just kind of look away and go back to their meal, and others pick up their stuff and just kind of leave when the summons comes out.
I will immediately stand up and say, "Good sir, I will always help those in need. What can I do for you?"
Christopher?
Oh, was I supposed to?
Well, he's addressing you, so,
I'm
I mean...
always here to help. So, I figured Derek was going along with that. Okay. I'm here to help, so whatever you need, let me know.
The young man, slightly out of breath, "Yeah, this way. Come, help us." And he rushes out the door. As you guys make your way through town, you find find the mayor at the Holborn farm looking rather worried. So he's a rather portly man, but just looking at him, he may be portly, but a man of strength. He's decently tall, just under 6 feet. And he, as you look at him, you notice his hands. The man has hands that look like if he had to, he could probably crush coconuts barehanded if he needed to. But being a portly kind of a guy, he's kind of winded himself. He's like, "Ah, there you are. Something has happened to the Holborn family. They're not. Charez has gone to the tower to see if we
Shannon, I think you cut out.
test. What in the world? My audio?
Yeah, the audio cut out.
What is this? Test. Oh, wow. Test. Okay. That's always fun. Like, it's on the stream, but for some reason, it's not here.
Hear you now.
What's the last thing you heard, guys?
The Halboard family is in trouble. Something's happened to them.
Okay. Did you guys hear that you're at the mayor's office? Or
No.
Okay. So, make sure that I got my text thing on. Well, that's annoying. Right. So as you guys make your way through town, you follow the young man as you run to the Holborn farm. Out in the farm, in front of the building, you see the spirited young man is already talking to the mayor and waving for you guys to come in and saying, like, and pointing towards the mayor, completely out of breath. The mayor is a rather portly man, but he's about a little under 6 feet tall, and even though he's fat, he doesn't look like an incapable guy. If you look closely, you notice his hands. His hands look of great strength. Looks as though that if he needed to, he could crush a coconut with his bare hands. He sees you guys run up, probably Archie first, as Archie is a monk and moves rather quickly. And he approaches you as you reach the farm. On a side note, I think the stream may be working better for audio, so you might want to have that pulled up in case that happens again. Plus, you'll probably need that pulled up to see the maps as well.
I've got it pulled up just with no sound because you have the delay.
Ah, okay. So, as the mayor sees you, he walks over to you, looks rather panicked at what he's seeing.
There you are. Something has happened to the Holborn family. They're nowhere to be found. The houses looks like they were broken into. Charis, the town wizard, has gone to the tower to see if he can locate the family with his magic. As it appears, they were abducted. If he is successful, we'll surely have need of your assistance. Please, if you will, and ready yourself, meet me at the wizard's tower.
And he points to a large tower in across town that you saw when you came in.
What was the wizard's name again?
Who?
The wizard that went to investigate?
Charis, a familiar character from the first one shot that we did.
Well, Archie, do you think we should get some supplies first or go check out the house?
I say we go and check out the house. I have plenty of goods. We should be fine.
I agree. Let's go check out the house. You lead because you are far faster than I am.
What house are you guys referring to? You guys are actually in front of the Holborn house farm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there a house on the farm? Like, do we see the house?
Yeah, the mayor was standing in front of it.
Okay. And what is like does the house look like it's broken? Like, is the door shattered off? Can we see that from here?
Actually, let's have you make a perception check.
Out of character. Is it for both of us or just...
If you both want to, go ahead.
Huh.
Oh, we're starting off great today. Even Avery doesn't like you, apparently.
+3. Wow.
Between the both of you, you can tell that even though it is kind of a rickety, farmhouse, it looks like there's signs of a scuffle. You can tell on the ground. What you do see is like people being dragged off. Parts of the gate that look broken into. Windows were kind of shattered, but mostly the door kind of looks off hinge and looks like it's been smashed into. You could tell by the front door there are parts of the door that are kind of have been hit with something hard and kind of like a battering ram, like been battered in. What would you guys like to do?
can we, based on what we saw, can we see where the drag marks lead to?
They lead off into the forest, but from there, from what you can see, you can only tell maybe general distance. But if someone was abducted, you don't know quite where that would lead. Although Charez is working on locating them using a scrying spell.
Okay. Is there anything of value in the house?
Besides, well, you'd have to go inside the house first of all.
I would like to go inside, see if just the people were taken or if actual stuff was taken as well.
As you try to enter the house, the mayor does kind of protest. He's like,
Please, you must hurry to Charis. You don't... the family could be in mortal danger. And what do you hope to find in there?
I was hoping for more clues, but I just give him a look, and I look at Archie and give a raised eyebrow just to see what Archie says or wants to do.
okay.
I say we need to check the house before we can go any further because, I mean, we have no idea where we could be going into. We risk just our lives, and then, you know, how can we really confirm without figuring out?
Go ahead.
Well, as we walk in, I'm just going to give the mayor a look of, yeah, try to stop me. I'm a huge Goliath. Good luck.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intimidate check.
Okay.
Are we still outside the house?
You are still outside the house.
That's a 23.
Holy crap. The mayor just sees your intimidating size like,
Suit yourself. Think it'll help.
and he just kind of like doesn't sure, what to really do. You can't quite sure if he wet himself, but he just kind of takes the young lad and walks towards the direction of the tower.
Enter the house. Walk in and look for anything taken.
So once you get inside the house, which is really strange, is that most of the people, or most of the things that would be of value, like any tools or metal that can be taken and sold, are all there. You see a table that's turned over. You see pottery and dinnerware kind of thrown on the ground a little bit. And you see beds kind of ruffled, and the place has essentially been tossed. But the thing is like there's nothing. It seems like the people who were there specifically for the humanoids, for the Holburn family.
Well, Archie, it looks like they either got what they came for, which is the family, or they couldn't find what they needed, took the family themselves.
Why would they want?
Do we know anything about this family, or we just got here?
I'd say that you guys have been in town for a couple days, just passing through, and they saw you and they came in. That's why they knew to kind of go to you inside of the tavern. But this is a pretty fairly popular layover spot for people who needing rest or going through the woods and traveling in and such and so forth to move to Talbot, the bigger city on the edge of the forest. So I would say like knowing anybody in the immediate area is not something that you would know. It's just a quiet farm family, which makes it kind of strange.
Okay.
Now this is out of character, but is there? So you said that this is kind of like a outer city. It's not like the actual. It's like a little town, right?
Yeah, it's a little town with farms and stuff like that.
60
Do
people.
they have
total?
any like guards? Like is it just the mayor that's kind of like in protection of everybody?
It's a pretty quiet area, so there really wouldn't. I mean, most people are hunters and trappers, so they know their way around wild animals. So the only thing that you know is that let's see.
The reason I ask is because I do have a bit of a soldier background, so I wasn't sure if there's any.
There are no kind of
Protective,
fortifications
like-
or of that particular nature that you've seen when you started. What I will say is that God, I forgot what I was going to say. You have heard rumors, because this is fairly recent, of a gnome and a dragonborn who came and helped from some kobold attacks in the recent weeks. And the word is the dragonborn had lost his life in the battle. But other than that, that was essentially the recent news that you've heard from patrons who you've most likely talked to in the last day or so that you've been there.
I wonder if it could have been the kobolds we heard about. Well, I guess maybe we should go talk to this Charaz wizard. I don't like wizards very much, but I guess I'll have to go.
Nice.
Archie, are you with
Quick
me?
question, Shane. Out of character again.
Okay.
Was there any signs of kobolds? Maybe like, is there a
Oh,
investigation?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Is that what the check's called?
Yes, investigation is what it should be.
Hold on, sorry.
An 8. The house is in such kind of a disarray that nothing jumps out at you as to what caused a lot of the disturbance. There's just so much mess everywhere and things strewn about that nothing particularly jumps out at you that would say like, hey, who did it or what. It just as well could be a wild animal. But yeah. What you do notice though
Was there
is that there's no blood. So whoever has
okay, that's what I
them
was-
is they're intact wherever they are whole.
Okay. Yeah. Now, how strange this thing is. Well,
taken with no blood splatter? That's interesting. Definitely
Yeah.
wanted alive.
it must be bad. That means that someone's intelligent enough to keep.
Well, shall we go see the wizard?
Yep. Let's go. I'll lead the way.
I shall follow you, my friend.
Okay. As you guys make your way through town, you can see the tower well before and anyone who is outside it. You see the mayor who's just kind of sitting there outside, wiping his brow, smoking his pipe. And as you guys approach, you notice Charaz, an older guy, about rather tall, over 6 feet. He walks out, and even though he's a fairly stalwart-looking guy, he looks like he's really weak. And he shakes his hand as he goes to the railing of the porch around his tower, and he sees you approach, and as you hit the lower part of the stairs leading up to the tower, he looks at you and speaks up.
I managed to use my magic to create a surprisingly detailed map of the area and locate the family. This has drained me completely, and I won't be able to assist in the rescue operation until tomorrow. Am I right in assuming that you're willing to help?
Why, yes, we would not be here otherwise.
So Charez takes a couple of steps onto down, and it's not very. There's not a lot of steps. It's not like there's like 6 or 8 or whatever. It's just about 2 or 3, and he hands you the. He reaches out with a scroll, and he says,
Here's the map I've made. The family is being held alive, thankfully, at this location.
he points to some ruins southwest of Meyer Hall.
I cannot see who is holding them there. Please, go quickly and free them. I'll follow first thing in the morning.
Does this guy look like he's telling the truth?
Make an insight check.
I'll do the same.
Okay. Okay. Bob, considering what you know, what you see in his body language, that he is genuinely tired. Like, a guy, for the way he looks, shouldn't look this frail. And whatever he did, as you look at the map, he used quite a bit of resources to make this happen. So he wouldn't. The likelihood of him lying is so minuscule. Everything seems to check out. Everything seems to look as though he is being completely forthright and honest about his wanting you to help this family.
Do we have the map now?
You do.
What's it look like? Like,
So, it's essentially, it takes you on a few hunter's trails, going south and to an old set of ruins where there used to be a settlement, but no one's really lived there in a long while. They found a better location in Meyer Hall where you guys are at right now, and so the town essentially moved away from it. It was easier to get to. It was easier to build. It connected parts of the road that made it easier for travelers to go to, and so therefore that's why they were like, well, it just didn't seem as lucrative to be out there. Archie notices that, given the lay of the land, this location is actually Meyer Hall, where it sits now, is a lot more defendable should the town be rallied to defend the, I guess, any attack, as opposed to the location you're seeing on the map. That's what jumps out at you.
Is that
Charez.
the location then where supposedly that's where they're headed?
No, that's where they are. Like, he's pinpointed where they're at.
Yeah.
Charez, do you have any idea of what we might be fighting?
By the way, Draco, you get an inspiration point So that, if I remember correctly, inspiration points mean that if you fail a save, you're able to re-roll it. Go ahead and put that on your character sheet.
Thank you. Cheetah, you were saying something, right?
I was just gonna say, I know you were about to ask Charas, but I was gonna say, Wizard, you should get some rest. We'll head out ahead of you, and we'll take the point, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Then.
Charas nods and wearily walks back in, and so much so that the mayor actually helps him in and helps him get settled in before closing the door.
Needs to oil that door. Well, Archie, shall we go on?
Do you need anything from the shops before we head out?
I don't think I need anything. I would like to ask to find out if these trappers or hunters have seen anything weird while they're out. Maybe get an idea of what we are fighting.
Well, let's go and ask then.
So, do we know where like the main hunters and trappers are? Are they back at the Bullfrog Inn, or where would we find them?
This time of day, it's midday, so you have a lot of your hunters who are already still out and about in stands trying to make their quarries. Trappers are checking traps. It's a time of day where there's not a lot of people there, per se. But you can certainly try the Bullfrog Inn. There wasn't a lot of people there to begin with, but a lot of them are out. If you'd like to try and find one, you're more than welcome to do so.
Because we've heard whispers of stuff in the forest already, correct?
You heard of a kobold attack that was overthrown, and the kobolds killed. So it seemed like the threat was over.
Well, I guess we won't find anybody at this day and time, but, well, if you want to go, I will back you up 100%.
Let me check. I still have 10 darks, I still got my rations. Water skin's good. I say we're out there. Might as well prepare.
All right, let's go find these people.
So, as you guys leave town following the map, you go deeper and deeper into the forest, and you're walking for several hours, as is on the map. The stars in the sky start to dim as you guys go deeper into the forest, becoming no more than that during the twilight hours. You guys are about halfway to the ruins, and you start noticing something weird about the trees. They start having heavy cobwebs, They also notice a severe lack of birdsong, as things just start to kind of go quiet.
And what time of day is this?
More towards evening, early evening. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Both of us?
Yes. While you do that...
17. I'm really glad at least one of us is rolling well each time.
Like before. Holy crap. 17. Okay. Bob notices really quickly that there are several forest spiders preparing an ambush for them.
For us?
For you, yeah. They saw you coming, and you're walking through there, and they look to make you their next meal.
You said forest spiders?
Correct.
Do I see how many, or can I get a beat on how many with that, or?
You see 4 of them.
I want to stop and I'll crouch down to Archie and be like, Archie, there's spiders ahead and they're gonna try to make a meal of us. I don't think we should just walk in there.
Do they?
Did you say do they see us?
Yeah, I'm asking. Because I'm crouching.
Okay. Well, they're aware of your presence, and as they see you, they start to shake and move, and they attack. Go ahead and roll
So we
initiative.
can stealth out of this. Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we should have said stealthily make our way through the forest. Here's a note for next time.
Yeah. What's the marching order? Who was first?
I would say I'm first.
Okay.
Cheetah, what you're?
Force that out.
What?
I thought you said you wanted me.
Say again, but
That's to Derek.
All right, you're
I think you
faster
said
than me.
Yeah, I think you said I was ahead of you, and then you basically tugged me back.
Yeah, I pulled him. That's right. So we're side by side right now, actually.
Okay.
'Cause I pulled him back and I leaned down and whispered in his ear that could I think that there were spiders ahead.
Oh, there we go.
How big are these spiders?
They're medium-sized beasts.
It should be checking it. Initiative.
Are we rolling initiative right now?
Oh yeah.
I got.
It's INIT, right? Is it? That's what I have to type.
Check in it, I think, for this, just because I don't think we're using the full functionality.
Oh, you're not using the full functionality. You're just making rolls there.
Yeah, I like this one.
So, like, am I bigger than the spiders? At seven.
These are big spiders. They're medium-sized. Initiative check 17 and 14. All right. So top of the order is actually going to be 2 of the spiders because they have a higher dex than you. So that is 1 and 4.
Not at.
So 1.
Oh, that's not.
One of them jumps down and just starts making a beeline for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And takes a bite out of Derek. Tries a bite, takes a bite. Does a 14 hit?
No, it does not.
So he snaps at you, and when he realizes he didn't get anything, moves back. Okay. And then on the other side, Spider 4, 5, 10 and takes a bite out of Christopher. Does a 18 hit?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a Constitution savings throw. And you take...
Is that just Constitution check?
It's a Constitution check, correct. You take 7 points of damage. Okay. And then moves.
So because that spider came in and bit me, does that make him in melee range?
He did, but he moved back.
Okay, I just didn't know if I got an attack of opportunity because he came in and then ran away. Broke melee range with me.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm assuming if he was trying to bite me, he had to get right up on me. If not, I guess he could have swung with his...
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to give you that attack of opportunity. Go ahead and make your attack of opportunity.
Wait.
I may be wrong with that, so don't take me to task on that. Constitution check. You do not pass.
Nope. Nope. Sure I missed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
7 to hit.
That misses. Christopher, you take 7 points of poison damage. Another 7 points of poison damage.
I'm almost dead, guys.
It's alright. I got this. I got you.
And it is now Derek's turn.
She is before me, isn't he? Yeah, he rolled a 17, I rolled a 14.
I'm just not gonna have a turn.
Oh, yeah. No, Chris, it's your turn. My bad.
See, he's already against me.
Shut up. I'm the DM. Killing you is not going to be hard.
Hey, even DMs
you
can make
say
mistakes.
Go ahead,
You
Chris.
say-
Thank you for putting that your Discord up.
Oh,
What?
is that spider within range still?
Yes, there's one right in front of you.
I just have my Discord over your Discord so I can still see your map and have my stuff, so.
I mean, you can see the rolls. That's fine. That's what's important here. And I can see the rolls. I have them over to my left.
I just want to be able to see the map, rolls, and my sheet all at the same time. Sorry.
Go ahead, Chris.
So I'm gonna do an unarmed attack on the creature, and then I'm gonna do 2 more
Okay, we'll go ahead and put that in chat.
unarmed attacks.
You're using one of your key
And-
points.
And if it says if one of the flurry of blows hits, I can impose an effect on them, and I'm gonna, I think it's the knockback 15 feet.
Show me this in through the thing.
Should be open hand technique. I'll pull.
Yeah, go ahead and pull that up for me. Show me that. If speaking of which, one thing about this bot is really nice is that it does just that. It allows for you to, to pull up information like this. When choosing this tradition at third level, you may harness your own. Whenever you hit a creature with pose one of the following effects. Must be knocked prone. It might strength throw. If it fails, you can be so. What is the DC on the strength saving throw?
Repeat what you said, Shane.
I said, what is the DC on this strength saving throw? What is the DC set at?
Hold on. DC is 10.
Okay.
The DC is 10 for either or the strength or dexterity one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
So these are going to be the rolls for the attacks first.
Okay. So start off with your first attack. Your first initial unarmed attack misses.
And then I spend a key point.
Okay, to do your flurry of blows. Okay. Both of those miss.
Shit.
Well, it wouldn't matter what he rolled, what he got. He rolled a 1 on his first attack. Okay.
Wait, say
You rolled a 1 on one of your attacks, so that's an automatic miss no matter what.
even with the second attack?
No, well, you missed that one-armed attack, so
What about the third one is what I'm asking.
that one missed as well. You didn't hit his armor class. You as you reach back and you try to hit him, it just barely moves out the way, and you glance off of its hard skeleton, or its exoskeleton. Oh wow, I messed up. I forgot that there's actually a higher one. There's a 19 that I forgot to roll, and he comes right for Bob.
Yeah.
22. It was a 22. Go ahead
That
and
hits.
go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Woo!
Yep, you make it. So you don't take additional damage, but you do take 3 points of damage. Goofed up on that order. So then now it is Bob's turn.
Damage. I took
Yeah,
what?
Bob, if you can just carry us, that'd be
Three points.
Three
of
damage?
3 damage, yeah.
All right, so I have a spider in front. Okay, I've got a spider in front of me. I have one in front of. Okay. So first, I'm going to use my bonus action to rage.
All right.
Ah!
Go ahead and put that in the chat. Reference that in chat if you would.
Oops, sorry. How do I do that again? Oh, right, sorry. Alright, there's my barbarian rage.
Okay. So you are now raging. Awesome.
All right, and I'm also just gonna take my great axe, swing it right down, and try to run through the middle of this spider from head to down.
Which one? I-7?
Yes, the one right in front of me.
Okay.
Let's see if this works. Time, right. And then it was T. What was there to add the, like, to do the, like, +2?
You gain a bonus to the damage roll. Damage D2, I think it was.
Yeah, I just meant, like, in the chat to type where it's +2.
I think it's.
Was it D2?
Yeah,
Just
damage 2. There's no space between great axe, and I think it's dash D space 2.
Oh, God, nope. Even hit.
7 misses, sir. 7 misses.
I can move, but do I really? You know. Yeah, I'm moving. Well, I guess that's covering my turn. Can
Okay.
I get in front of Cheeto by chance, or?
I mean, you could take a step, and that's fine if you want to get between them.
Yeah, I want to try to get between Cheeto or Archie and the spider if I can.
You can put yourself right there. That's fine.
But with that one taking, I know this one won't get an attack of opportunity, the one I'm already fighting, but with the other one, because I come into range of him?
I don't think it's whenever you enter; it's when you exit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, wait. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that because that'll give them advantage because will be in, yeah, so I'll stay where I am because I can't, because that'll just give them advantage on their rolls to
All
hit
right.
me.
Does that end your turn?
Yeah, that ends my turn. Damn it. Sorry, Archie.
Okay, the last spider. Comes around and you see him go up the tree, and you know he's up there, but you don't know exactly where. And it is top of the order, and Spider 3 takes another bite out of Bab. Does a 13 hit?
Does not.
Okay. He snaps at you, but misses as he comes after you. And that's going to be it for his turn. 17. 16. Does that hit, Chris? Chris?
I thought I said yes.
Okay. So go ahead and make another Constitution save for me. You take another 4 points of damage. Shit. What's your health at?
I have 6 8.
Oh, Tagnabbit. Tagnabbit. You take 7 points of poison damage. You're unconscious, and you are paralyzed.
While that happens, I would just like to scream out, Archie, no!
No.
It wasn't meant to.
Oh my gosh, dude! I'm not
Apparently,
even.
I was meant to die. I feel like this keeps happening maybe in a previous life.
He's on the ground, paralyzed. Go ahead and make a death savings throw for me. Should be just be a D20, or I guess you can. Actually, I'm not sure how that works with this one.
I think there is, but it's like a specific thing, so I'm just gonna roll.
Give me a D20. I'm rolling pretty good today. Oh, that's one. All right. Okay. Well.
Spider, like, okay.
Spider 2 sees him go down, and 5, 10, 15, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Starts trying to pull Christopher into his webs, and he starts kind of wrapping him up. And that'll be his turn. It is now your turn, Derek.
Okay, I have a question because the character here. If I tried to make an intimidation check, or like to intimidate the spider that's trying to wrap up Archie, would that be considered action or bonus action?
I think that's an action. That takes an action to do.
It's improvised, I think, or something.
I knew it would take up one of the spots. Just couldn't remember which.
Right.
Because improvise is like any of your normal action, I think.
First, second. Oh, that's what. Okay, I'm trying to see what all I can do here that might give me some help in this. So if I go reckless, that's when I get advantage, but they get advantage. Frenzy.
I'm unconscious, right?
Yeah.
While raging, you can choose to frenzy. You can make a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your turns. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. So as my bonus action, I'm going to go into a frenzy. I survived. And then I am just going to... Yeah, honestly, that's all I can. So I'll frenzy for my next turn, and then I'm just going to use my action to attack the one right in front of me again. Let's hope it hits this time.
Okay.
Alright, so it's attacks dash D 2 crit to hit. Natural 20 to hit. Thank you, Lord.
Holy shit. How do you want to do this?
I literally just want to take my axe and just see if I can split him in half.
Okay. So, as you raise your axe, like foam starts coming out of your mouth as you see your friend get as it is, and he's like, and you're kind of like, oh, I see how it is. You take one of you're taking one of mine. I'm going to take one of yours. You take your axe above your head, and you slam it down, and the momentum is so strong it lifts you up in the air, and you use that momentum to kind of kick around and take both of your big Goliath boots to step on each of the halves, squishing them both. And it's enough to almost scare the other two. And while it normally would have taken 3 rounds for them to wrap both of you, they're shocked at what they see, and they start kind of putting up their pincers like in almost a defensive position. So they're currently not wrapping him up. So that takes care of spider number 3.
As my movement,
Yeah.
I want to get around Cheeto to the one and get in front of the one that was trying to wrap him up and take him.
They're actually, he's right next to one another. There's like no space between them. So if you want to, you can move here to attack him next round.
Like K9. There.
K9, okay.
But just wherever's in front, so like the other spider has to move around.
Okay.
And if the guy moves out of my range, then to take Cheeto, I can be able to hit him and maybe stop that from happening.
Okay. It is Spider 1's turn, and he comes right for you. And 21.
That hits.
You take 3 points of damage.
What kind of damage?
Piercing. Oh, wait.
I actually take 1.
Okay, you take 1 point of damage. I forgot about that. Go ahead and make a Constitution savings throw.
Okay, let's see. Come on. Come on now! And how do I get advantage again? Make it where it does advantage?
You get advantage versus poisons?
I get advantage on saving throws, and you said this was a Constitution save to see if I get poisoned, right?
You have advantage on strength checks and strength savings throws.
Oh, it doesn't say strength. It says strength checks and then saving throws. Or is that strength checks and saving throws?
Strength saving throws, so it would not work. out.
Okay. Okay. 11.
You just make it.
Woo!
So it is top of the order again. This spider here moves over here and starts actually helping to wrap him. So
Son of a bitch, spiders! I can't take my friend.
they're doing that. 17. This one here is preoccupied with his meal and actually moves through the enemy space to here, to I-7, and continues to wrap part of McCheeto.
So do I get an attack of opportunity there? You moved out of my range?
For this fight, I'll allow it. That's fine.
Because I moved there specifically for that reason if he tried to move.
Go ahead and take your attack of opportunity.
Let's see.
I really need to look this up. I could be wrong with a lot of this.
No, I feel like from what I've seen and read that is right. Like, if I'm within the range of him and he tries to run, it's an attack of opportunity. Crap. Remember how to spell. One great axe.
Great axe with an E.
Natural 20 again,
Oh Jesus!
and 22 damage total.
How do you want to do this?
As he's trying to move across away and over Cheeto, I literally just want to take my great axe and swing right into his mouth and try to slice him top to bottom straight through if I can.
Okay. So the spider is eyeing you and goes to turn around, and as it does, it puts up its pincers, but it's just not enough. The axe tip comes down and splits its head open, and the creature wails at having been hit. It actually does more damage to itself, and as its head's cleaved, and it sinks deeper into the creature, and then like guts kind of spill out.
Yes, I am Bob.
All right. Shit, that takes care of that one. That one is 4.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just taking a nap.
Yeah.
So wait, how many saves have you made, Cheeto? Or
Oh yeah, go ahead and make another death savings throw, Christopher.
shit? I didn't realize we'd free. Okay, my bad, Cheeto.
He makes his second one. He's doing better than he did last time. Okay, so the other one continues to kind of wrap him up. He is almost fully wrapped right now. Almost. And then so the last one here for this round rolls a 2. That is not going to hit. Misses on you. So it's top of the order, and it is Spider 17. He actually finishes wrapping McCheeto, and Christopher, go ahead and make your next death saving throw.
Woo!
Sheesh.
Crit 20. Way to go, Cheeto!
Well, you're not dead, but you are now being dragged away. He only moves half of his speed with you in tow. So, 1, 10, 20, 30.
The move speed is 60?
No, for every 5 square, he moves half speed. So it's he only makes it like 3 squares. And it is now.
Wait, my turn, correct?
It is your turn, correct?
So wait, do
Okay.
I have like 1 HP now?
Actually, it takes you some time to recover your health. So but you're also paralyzed from the poison, because the poison dropped you below 0, and when it does that, it causes you to be paralyzed for at least for an hour, even after you get health points back. So it is now Derek's turn.
Okay.
How's this for epic battles?
Okay. Let's see. My movement is 30. Okay, so can I? Because you said each square is 5 feet, correct?
Correct.
I would like to run, and I know this is might hurt, but I'm going to I'm going to run to L3 and head that spider off.
I mean, if you wanted to, you can make it to I-5 and just attack him.
Well, if I get to L3, I guess if I block his path, does he have to deal with me, or can he just go around?
He'll probably just go around.
All right, then let's just go to I3 works too, and just I'm going to bring my great axe down and try to take his head off.
Okay, go ahead and roll the attack while I move you. 5, 10, 15, 20. That'll put you in range right here in I-5.
Uh, 17 to hit.
Hits.
And then, so he takes 10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as my bonus action, I'm going to use my other attack, my frenzy attack, attacking one more time.
Go ahead.
Give,
What was that, Cheeto?
give him.
Um,
Get him.
21 to hit.
how do you want to do this?
Yes. Literally, I just want to come and with my first axe, try to bring it down onto his head, and then just lift back up and just take the head completely off.
So, what you see is a spider trying to drag this off, and so it can have a meal. And as it sees you coming, it can't move quick enough. And as it turns its head, it actually makes it a little bit easier for you to sink in with your axe. It goes to snap at you, but before it can even reach out, its head is just lopping in the air. The head flies spiraling around in front of you. It actually snaps at you as its head flies by you, but it's just not close enough. And the head just hits the grass on the other side and starts kind of like, it's still in the grass like...
Bob knows lose friends.
By the way, you take 4 points of piercing damage.
So
that was
2.
No, it was already reduced. It was 9 originally.
Oh, sweet.
And
Okay.
so,
For what?
attack of opportunity from the spider.
Oh, yep. Okay, that's right.
Make a Constitution savings throw for me.
Nope.
Ooh. Actually, hold on. You take actually 1 point of piercing damage. I misrolled. That's fine.
Okay, so I add 3.
Yeah, add 3. And then you take 11 points of poison damage.
Actually, where is? As a reaction to that, I'm actually going to use Stone's Endurance.
Okay, go ahead and put that up for me.
It's a racial trait, so. How do I do? Is it still just class feat, or should it be racial trait? Maybe it's racial traits.
Try searching and see if you can find Searchel and then like the actual ability. I should actually. Okay.
I don't know. Basically, what it is as a reaction, reduce damage dealt to you by 1d12 plus 1.
Let me pull up your character sheet. Because I've actually. Okay.
So I just roll 1d12.
Give me just a second there. Oh, for crying out loud, this thing's being stupid. Yeah, that's fine with me.
So Cheeto, you just put like one exclamation, like 1d whatever. Correct. When you just rolled the d20.
Yeah, it was just exclamation roll 1d20.
1d20 or 1d12?
Oh, well, this is 1d12, but I just want to make sure I just put 1d12, and then to add the +1, it's not damage. So what was the other one? It was B, right?
Bonus, yeah.
Oh, maybe roll.
I think in this case you can probably. Oh,
I'm gonna put roll, right?
Right.
do it without the just put +1 to the d20 or d12. Because if you're just rolling it.
Okay, so 5 less point,
So you take 6.
6 damage.
6 poison, yeah. Okay. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. That one sees all of its friends being warded off and decides that it's not. It hisses at you before it flees. And that will end this
Which
encounter.
way is it fleeing?
It's going south. Okay, not
Okay.
that one.
It's going away from me.
Yeah, no, it's leaving. It completely disengages and it's gone into the night.
All right, I would like to pick. So what time is it now?
This is all taken probably about less than it's 6, 12, 18. This is all taken probably about 5 minutes.
So what time is it? What time is it? Is it getting towards the darker time of day?
Yeah. All right.
Well, we're gonna need a rest, my dude.
Yeah, is Cheeto awake?
No. Well, if
He's paralyzed for one.
if he is paralyzed. Like
All right,
he can't move.
I'm gonna grab Cheeto and I'm gonna throw him over my shoulder. And I want to move over into this clearing of trees over here, like 05 and next. Is that a boulder right there?
In N4 it is, yeah.
N4, and like where that little plant is, I just want to move that. And I want to set up a little camp right there for me and Cheeto to rest up.
Okay.
Build a fire, and I'll keep watch at the moment while he. So we'll at least take a short rest here, and then once Cheeto comes back to life and I can actually talk to him, we will discuss whether we take a long rest or continue on or wait for the wizard.
Okay. So for the next hour, you kind of just sit there and let's see. Christopher obviously isn't doing anything. The fire is big enough to make sure that none of the other spiders in the area come near you.
Well, I figured like with the trees and the boulder and everything, that would give us the best like little cover around. All right, so I get my Stone's Endurance back.
Correct.
Do we roll for hit points or something?
Yeah, up to the character's maximum hit points of hit die, which is so. So yeah, you're gonna roll 3 times your character's hit dice. So you roll 3d12, and what is yours, Chris?
You said the character hit die.
Your how many hit dice does your character have?
3,
3d what?
8 plus 2.
So
I
yeah,
don't know.
so go ahead and roll that then. And
Okay, so I'm fully healed.
What's the plus 2?
should be a Constitution modifier. Go ahead and post your character sheet in the chat, please. Whew. Oh, it doesn't give you a hit dice.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see where that is either.
All it shows is if you go on and you hit the short rest, it gives you the 2 sections to. Like it shows the 3 slots, and then it's a 1d8 plus. So am I rolling for all of them, or do I just use that?
You roll your hit dice. So how many ever hit my you have, which is your character level. So it's 3d, which whatever your hit dice are. If you said 8, then it's 3d8. And same thing for so you get back 16 hit points, and Derek gets back 20. And after about an hour of sitting there, and you're just kind of looking around, like none of the spiders actually bother you. After about an hour, Archie's like,
Archie, are you okay?
He's awake. He's able to move.
Archie, speak to me, Archie. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm kind of just. I'm here.
Smile and give him a
The
monster
majority
pat
of
on
the
the
time.
shoulder.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad they didn't eat me.
I'm glad too. I don't think you would taste very good, to be honest, but I'm glad they didn't eat you.
Oh,
What are you? Oh, you're a human monk. Oh, you might taste it.
Yeah.
Fruit?
Next time I'll try and defend my.
So, as you guys spend the next hour resting, and you get yourself up to snuff, you find around the trees, you hear a clanking sound, and you find 28 pieces of copper, 35 pieces of silver, and 15 gold pieces, and a necklace worth 50 gold, and a single drift globe.
Okay, say that one more time. I'm sorry. Oh, are we just searching this area and we find this?
Yeah, you're drawn to the sound because they're gone, and then all of a sudden you hear some coins fall, and that draws your attention to their nest, and that's what you find.
Okay. Okay. Oh, so they're so what did we get?
28 copper pieces, 35 silver pieces, 15 gold pieces, and a necklace worth 50 gold pieces, and a single drift globe.
And a drift globe.
Which you can find out more about whenever you get to town. Um,
While we were taking a short rest and everything, and I was waiting for Archie to come back to life, can I inspect the spiders?
you cannot, because doing anything strenuous other than eating, drinking, reading, or tending to wounds will cause your short rest to end.
Okay, so after our short rest, can I go over and inspect these spiders?
Mm-hmm.
See what kind they are. Maybe see if they have like any vulnerable points on it, like under their belly or something.
Most of them are pretty mangled up, as it is.
That's true. I did cut them in half.
And squish on some of them. If you were able to get they folded pretty quickly whenever you're able to get a hold of them. When you're able to actually hit them. So, you know that your weapon will do the damage. It's just a matter of hitting them. Their skin didn't offer a lot of resistance to your axe. It was just, they were hard to hit, for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You guys want to do anything else while you're here?
I would just say continue to rest and get full HP if we haven't done that already.
I'm full. I won't lie. I'm full.
Chris is at 16, I believe.
I need like 8 more.
Well, so after the hour-long stay, well, if you want to, we can just rest up here because, like, I really don't want to go fight these spiders, more spiders if there are some in the dark. No offense,
so
but
we
if you
make
go
a
down on me
fire
again,
why don't we just make a fire and stay the night?
I'm perfectly good with that. Maybe Charas will join us tomorrow and offer some kind of help, but he's a wizard, so who knows if he'll even help.
It is early evening, so it's more like...
How long would it take to make it back to town?
You'd probably make it there in the middle of the night. So it was a good 3/4 of a day. So, like, you guys are really close. You're probably, I'd say probably an hour away from the spot on the map.
How much longer would I need to heal up fully, Shane?
You already taken one short rest, so I believe the next is I'm actually not sure if there's a cooldown between them. I think the next thing you have to do is you have to take a full rest, a long rest, which is 8 hours undisturbed, but you guys are also out in the middle of a spider forest. And I believe that 8 hours.
Oh, do you want to continue, Derek?
What's your full HP? I technically
I have
can't.
16 and I have 24 as my max HP.
Like, if you get attacked in the middle of the night, then you have to start all over again. Which you're in the middle of a, spider forest, so that's quite applicable.
I can try rolling stealth checks on them.
You can't roll a stealth check while you're sleeping, so... Like, if you're trying... You can't stealth sleep. I mean...
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like hiding somewhere where we.
Well, Arch, you are the one that took the brunt of that. Do you feel up to continuing on, or do you just want to wait it out till tomorrow morning?
I'm no pansy, but apparently I can take a hit like a freaking. So I just say let's go.
Okay.
All right, we go. To kill more, we go.
So, as you make it through the darkness, you notice a large fire. The rest of the journey to the ruins is fairly uneventful. And when you come through the clearing, you notice that the sun has just finished going down, and the trees are a little bit more sparse than they were before. But as you walk up, you see the ruins that's marked on the map. Now, from here, you see something rather interesting. You see at the foot of the ruins, as these steps go up to a building, a rundown building, you see 8 kobolds all sitting around a campfire.
Can we stealth at this point before we actually just go up and approach it?
You guys are far enough away to where you'd have to intentionally make some noise to get their attention. So you're not right up on them, but you kind of see them in the distance. And what you see is they are sitting around a campfire with a big pot, and the fire is boiling water. You can tell that it's boiling just by looking at it. And you see their leader that's up on a small platform, who looks like a cross between a butcher, a chef, and a waiter. And he is chopping up vegetables and putting them into the pot.
How many did you say there were?
8, including the leader.
Jesus Christ.
You can probably gather from what you see there is that they're preparing for a meal.
From this distance, we can't see what's in the pot, can we?
No. No.
I said family's in the pot. We're just gonna turn around and walk away.
Actually, on the far behind them, let me see what that says. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, both of you. It also should be noted that they are really enthralled with what's happening up here.
Nope.
11. You can tell that mostly what's being chopped up, if they were to chop up the humans, there'd be blood, and you don't see any of that. What you see is just mostly vegetables going into a pot, as if they're trying to make vegetable stock for the food.
Archie, can you see what they're cooking? Is it the family?
It looks like they're just making some.
So the family is here, which they are. They're not in the pot. So, what would you like to do?
I don't really feel good about taking on 8 kobolds. Can we see what kind of armor they're wearing?
These kobolds are wearing basic armor. Which you do notice through is that these are basic henchmen, kind of like kobolds. They're not really super well armored. They're patches of metal here and there. Let me actually double check something. Yeah, just mostly scraps of armor. The spiders looked more heavily armored than they do.
Well, Archie, do we really want to take on 8 of them, or do you want to wait and see what happens? Because it is nighttime, correct?
Correct.
I might be able to take out like 5 or 6 of them, but I don't know if if we'll die before then or not.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. But, any buildings around here?
There are a few dilapidated buildings, yes. Like I said, the kobolds are pretty enthralled with what they're doing. And if you, there's also the big stone structure in the middle of the building. So there is that. What would you guys like to do?
Out of character. What's your stealth?
Let's just say I'm a giant Goliath barbarian.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
We'll put it at that right there.
Well, yours is a +4, so.
I was gonna try and say I could probably sneak and see if there's any buildings that people might be in.
Okay.
I was actually gonna say that as well. Like, if you wanted to go, I would look out, and if they start moving towards you or something, I'll intercept.
Go ahead and roll a
Well, I was
stealth
gonna
check.
say you said they were distracted, right?
Yeah, they're fairly well distracted, yeah.
Does that mean we
Would
get
that
advantage?
count as like a disadvantage or advantage on their case?
Be an advantage. Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage.
For a
Do I
stealth
need to
check?
roll it too?
You're not doing a stealth check, so just him.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to stay in the position.
Wait, what?
You rolled 2 4s.
Oh my gosh.
How can I roll 2 4s and then? I almost want to just commit suicide and call it.
Whack-a-da-dandy!
Like, I'm just gonna jump into the vegetable broth and be like, "Hey,
Hey guys, I'm here to spice up your life.
Tag nabbit.
are you kidding me?" I've had a better luck on Myth Weavers than this. All right, Shane, what's going on?
Find out how many see you.
Wow. As a DM, this is usually one of those hard decisions you have to make. Hold on a second. Let me think about how you're positioning and how you're moving. Actually, here. This will probably help out a lot. Let me pull up the map. And
I'm almost tempted just to roll the regular dice.
And so you're trying to get up and go around here, check this building here and this building here. Actually, I forgot to tell you that in order to, they can't see you, so you'd have to make a climb check first to see what happens. And they're all facing inward. There's a big
Is that
pot
like
there.
acrobatic or athletic?
Go ahead and make an athletics check for me. Yeah. I probably, if I would have done this properly, yeah. So give me Discord.
So there's a freak. Okay, so there's a. Is that a cliff?
There's a ledge here.
How tall is the ledge?
About 10 feet. Okay, so you actually make it up here to kind of where their level is at. So you make it up here fairly easy. And these three are facing this direction. This guy's facing this direction. He's not going to be able to see you. Actually, I think you're far enough away that we don't even need that stealth check. So there's no way that they can actually see you because they're all you'd have to almost come around the corner here for them. You'd have to be a lot closer. That's just too far away. And I should probably put that on the map.
Yeah, because I would definitely, if there's a ledge or something that we have to get up, I would actually go with him. Because, like, if they see him and attack him, like, and I have to try to get up a ledge and everything, I would hinder my help him. So, can I try to get up there with him real quick?
Can I throw him a rope and help him?
I mean, I'm already 7.5 feet tall, and I have advantage in this, so.
I mean, at this point, like, it's 10 feet. Raise your arm. That's another 9 feet. Go ahead and make an athletics check. With advantage.
So I actually just roll a straight athletics check then because I actually have disadvantage because of my armor. So
Okay.
it's just straight. Sweet.
And then at that point, yeah, go ahead and do that.
$21.
Shit. Yeah, you essentially, because it's like about 2 feet out of your grasp, you just doot and pull yourself up with no problem.
Yeah.
So you guys are fairly well hidden in there.
So from
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say from this vantage point, is this how this actually looks? Like, is there a path behind into the temple, without actually going near them?
So as you guys start to kind of move around, you notice that this long stretch of, well, I'm not gonna want to do that with the map just yet. Okay, so one thing you notice as you're moving through the area, there's these long columns that are around the outside of the temple. What you do notice as you actually go ahead and give me a perception check, both of you, and another stealth check if you're moving with him, or otherwise are you staying there, or what are you doing, Derek?
Together, he's gonna move around. I still have eyes on all 8 kobolds, right?
Yeah, they're all down there, and they're cutting up vegetables and this, that, the other.
I'm actually going to stay where I am and just keep an eye on the kobolds and let him move around, and then if he needs to come back and tell me, so I'm just gonna.
Okay, so while you're focused on them, Archie can't really tell. Archie can't tell, but you can from where you're standing. Archie doesn't quite see above the building, above the ledges. But he makes his way, he scouts around. And makes it just fine. you notice something very disturbing. As you look to your right at that point, you notice inside of the building, you see a sorcerer goblin, and with him two intimidating looking kobolds that actually have real armor and shields. And they're in there chanting, doing something.
So one sorcerer and 2 armored kobolds.
Correct.
So that makes 11 kobolds total so far.
Correct.
Has Chris already moved away from me?
He has. So he's probably a good 30 feet away at least. And
So
he's
he
making
doesn't know any of this. Okay.
correct. Go ahead and give me another stealth check, Christopher. Okay, good. At this point, you have made it almost the full length of the camp, and you notice as you come around the bend, as you come around the other side of the building, make another perception check for me, actually, real quick. Okay, so at this point, Chris, you get a really bright-eye view of what Bob has already seen. You see the same casting. You see this 2 dangerous-looking shield kobolds around them, looking like they're just looking around on their guard. However, you're stealthy enough you've made it almost all the way around the building, and you can see the fire from the other side of where the kobolds will be cooking. With that perception check, you do notice a building, and you can see the top of what looks like a rickety wooden cage. But you can't see what's inside of it because it's blocked because of the stone mason work. But you can tell that there is a wooden, looks like a cage inside there.
How far behind this building is it?
It's probably where you're at, probably another 30 or 50 feet away from where you're at. You would need another stealth check to kind of confirm that that's what's there.
Can I go ahead and do that?
Sure.
How far away am I from
Bob.
$20. You make it all the way to the building, and as you kind of peep your head inside, you see 2 cages, and you see you see 2 fairly decent sized cages. You see the parents in one cage, and you see 3 children in another. They are terrified, bruised, and battered, but physically unharmed. Yeah. And they're sitting there kind of, there's one of the kids they're just sitting there sobbing. The mom's trying to coo the children, and the dad is just out. Like they worked him over pretty bad.
Now, is there anyone else in here other than bolts or anything?
Say that again.
Is there any kobolds in the room?
Not in this shed. No, a lot of them are out there preparing, cooking outside.
So wait, is that like right in front of where the?
There's
Like where they're
probably
cooking?
about another 30, 25, 30 foot gap.
Are they awake or are they just dead sleeping?
The dad is kind of out, but he's, he's he's like semi-conscious, but like he's holding some wounds on his head and stuff like that. The kids are mostly kind of just there, just scared and kind of almost catatonic.
Now, is there like is that what they're locked in?
Yeah, they're in a cage, a wooden cage.
Do I see a lock or is it like a manual kind of like lever thing?
It's tied together with thick looking rope. I mean, there are some rusty tools in the shed, and they'd be more than enough to kind of get through the bindings.
Now, did you say there was a couple more that were up top somewhere? Is that
Say that? Say it again?
wasn't there a clear shielding or something?
You're cutting out, dude.
Were there a couple more kobolds that were shielded?
They're inside the ruins. This is not the ruins. This is a building outside. So you guys are
Oh damn! He made it all the way around.
yeah, he made it all the way around with that. The first stealth check got him almost all the way up, but this is roughly where you're at.
Where's Jet?
Huh?
Oh wow!
So they're in this kind of rickety kind of I don't have it made up here, but this is more or less like a wood like a building. I think I drank too much water, Christopher, because all of a sudden the coffee's starting to wear off.
Isn't that what you wanted?
Shut up. So what are you doing?
I can't see him from here, can I?
No.
Okay.
This staircase is in the
So-
way and the bushes are in the way. You have no idea what's going on.
Okay, making sure.
So if I were to go back the same way, I would have to roll the same checks. Because you had those people near the path.
It's up to you. Like, you could take them and then just leave and go into the forest and, be gone. Because this is all forested area. You could, if you wanted to, get them out of the area. You can roll for that. And then come back and get Bob. So while you make that decision, Bob, what are you doing? Are you doing anything?
How long has he been gone?
Probably a few minutes.
Stealthing and moving around, I would say about 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So at this point, I'm going. Bob is looking a little bit nervous, but the fact that the kobolds haven't moved, he's still just gonna wait and watch, see if they react to anything, and then give Archie a little bit more time to either come inform him, and then we'll go after that. We'll see what happens after like 10, 15 more minutes.
Okay. So cutting back to Archie, what are you doing then?
I'm gonna try and talk to the dad, or at least get them awake, and I'm gonna try and see if I can get them out to the forest, and then I'll come back for Bob. But I gotta make sure we get to the forest first. So I just want to get them to a safe area before we try and leave.
Okay. As you approach, the mom starts crying, and but you're kind of like shh, 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 and to which they notice that she wakes up her husband, and he kind of looks at you groggily, and he sees it, and he just kind of almost snaps out of it. Right? He's like and comes to, and he starts pointing to some rusted metal bits along the wall over there, and
Are they
and
nice?
they're just metal farming implements left behind, and
Can I cut the rope with them?
yeah, no, they as you walk over there, it cuts through the rope pretty quickly, and all of a sudden you hear the wood kind of break a little bit. Actually, go ahead and make a dexterity savings or dexterity check for me, please. Okay. You're able to kind of break through there and catch any kind of and open the cage, both of them, and you're able to make sure that like none of the posts fall over and make noise or whatever. You're able to get both cages open. The mom quickly runs over and picks up the 4-year-old. And the dad picks up the 8-year-old as well, and which leaves the 12-year-old and the two parents together. So at this point, you can make a break for the woods, and I would need a stealth check, and I'll stealth check for them as well. Okay. Crap, hold on. They get advantage. So you get advantage. Well, you got a 20, so the 12-year-old kind of comes over to you and holds your hand, grabs for your hand, and you two make it to the wilderness pretty easily. The dad is kind of groggy, and he almost looks like he's going to knock something over, but doesn't, and makes it to the woods. Now this is for the mom and for the kid. Okay. Whew, thank you for advantage. Okay, they actually make a break for the woods, and they're there. So this all takes probably about 5 minutes. And at that point, it's been about 25 minutes henceforth.
Can I give them some of my rations?
I mean, at this point, they're terrified. They're not really interested in eating. They're just interested in getting back safe.
Oh, okay. Well, I need to go back for Bob, so I want them to stay hidden while I go and get him so we can get out of here.
Okay. So,
I just try to reassure them and tell them to stay in the spot and try it out.
okay. So it's probably going to take about, I want to say 4 stealth checks to kind of cover that amount of distance. Which way are you going? You going how you originally went, or no?
How much? So I see that I'm basically on the opposite side of where Bob is, and they're cooking over there. Is there a pathway around just to go directly around, kind of where the other cliff, like just where that cliff was when we?
I mean, you got
'Cause
eight.
it looks like forested area.
You got
where
got
they're at.
8 kobolds. Let me pull up a better. So you get a better idea of what this looks like. So while they're there, you have all this distance to cover, and inside here you have more kobolds around this center thing. So it took about a good 20 minutes to get all the way over from here to where they're at over there. And because they're all centralized right here, you just can't go around. I mean, you can try and go around. The safer bet is to kind of go back to where you were. But yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was safer just to try and do like a long route through the forest area around them in the front.
If you go around this way, you can, but you won't have advantage because all of them are sitting right here. You can try to dart from tree to tree. You'll probably make it back there in about 10 minutes or so. But you won't have advantage going through there.
Oh, was I supposed to roll with advantage?
I forgot to tell you, so that's fine.
Oh well. Well, how many rolls would I have to do if I do that through the forest area?
I'm pretty
Like 2 or
sure not 3. You would probably have to do 2. And I'm
I'll
thinking,
do it without.
yeah, yeah, 2 regular.
Now, would I have to try and climb up the cliff again?
At this point, you'd be climbing down a cliff, so it's just a matter of putting your body weight. I don't really see that being a huge, big problem. This one's more like 7 feet. This one's not as tall as the other one.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do this.
Okay. First one.
Ah,
Oh, 13. Uh, 13. You make it. Let me pull your character. What? You get to right about here, and you're kind of in this bush little thing right here. So, what are we doing? Oh, go ahead. Roll your
When he gets there, can I see him?
make a perception check. Because it's been about half an hour about this point.
Because because I'm looking at the kobolds, so if he's past the kobolds, I might. I got a 12.
I'm going to say that you don't see him.
Fair enough. That's absolutely fair. Because he is trying to stealth, so.
Oh, frick. Alright, see you later, Bob.
Oh, shit.
We're gonna find out.
I think he can see me now.
All right.
Gosh darn it. I like how I roll all these good rolls and then it's just like, no.
It's only 11. There's only.
I'm trying to get to that tree, I think is what I was trying.
So as you start to move through the forest, you come to this clearing and you try as you might to, oh.
Can I try and roll and do an acrobatics roll?
So as you try and make your way through this whole area, unfortunately, get a little cocky. You're like, oh, this should be fine. And you probably get to about right here before about... Actually, hold on. You get to about here... Ah, dagnabbit. Actually, hold on. Let me move my map around. And Bob's just chilling up here. 5. You get to right here, and as you're trying to duck through these last bit, one of them notices you. It'd be this one number here, number 4. Notices you. And starts screaming for the alarm. He's like, starts screaming at the top of his lungs. Yep, yep, ah! And they start screaming, and kind of everyone's kind of like, huh, what's going on? And the alarm is sound.
Okay, so do I see? As soon as that happens, have I also seen him?
You see every bit of this.
But do I see him?
Go ahead and roll another perception check for me. So that way we can see.
16.
Yes. You see him come out of the crossing, and you see him essentially trip over himself on a low-lying branch that he just didn't see, and trip and cause a bit of a ruckus.
All right. So as soon as I see that and the alarm goes off, I want to barrel from my little mountain here into them and just yell and try to intimidate all of them and get them focused on me.
Well, you have at least 3 of them turn around and see... 3 or 4 of them turn around and see him. The ones on the other side see you and raise an alarm. So, okay. They are surprised. So, it's up to you whether you want to fight or run away.
Well, shit. That's...
But we're going to take a break.
Thank
And
God.
when we come back, you get up, stretch, move around. go to the bathroom, get yourself a snack, and we're going to come back and we're going to see how
what
this
the hell
goes.
happened.
Right. So, thank you, and we'll see you guys in just a moment.
gave you everything that you need. But you only told me lies and you made me realize that, babe, you ain't no good for me. I can't be with you, you can't be true. And I know just what I got to do. Gonna hit the ground running, running, running just as fast as I can. Gonna hit the ground running, running, running just as fast as I can. Woo-hoo. Well, you're begging me to stay, but I'm going my own way, and the skies ain't looking cloudy or gray. I won't even roll the dice so that you can't play me twice, no babe. Who do you think I am? Well, I'm gonna take my own road, and I'm sorry, baby, you can't go. Gotta hit the ground running, running, running just as fast as I can. Gotta hit the ground running, running, running just as fast as I can. Well, I know you say you're sorry and that you do right, but babe, who do you take me for? Yes, I see you crying, but before those tears are drying, baby, I'm headed for that Gonna hit the ground running, baby, I'm running, baby, I'm running, 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 running. Gonna hit the ground running, running, running just as fast as I can. Gonna hit the ground running, running, running just as fast as I can. Gonna hit the ground running. Woo-hoo. Oh, running, baby, baby, running, running now. Woo-hoo. Running just as fast as I'm running, just as fast as I can. Summertime is near. Skies are getting clear. You see, everything just seems alright, but still I'm here alone. All is pretty red, sitting in my bed, just me. It feels like the time is right to go and find a friend to live. What I missed that was broken, what's been done but not spoken. Sure by now I know how to love you. There are shortest leaves, start to make believe, just live. Let's go to the beach, let's have a drink or maybe two. Take me by the hand, we can stop pretending things. Everything is fine with me, so why not fight? slept all night on a big white ship. Seagulls were dancing all around. I woke up with a sunrise on the sea. Such a precious gift to me. The salty breeze and the waves, the slow pace, the salty breeze and the waves. No matter where I play. Yesterday we followed the road of the moon. We drove all day towards the coast. It remembered me the beauty of this life. Such a feeling to be alive. The salty breeze in my lungs. And back to where I'm from. The salty breeze in my lungs. On and on and on and on. Salty breeze and the waves, the slower pace, the salty breeze and the waves. No matter our place. I want to live in an arbor town. Like to see the boats leaving at the break of dawn. I want to live in an arbor town, surrounded by the sea my heart is free. The salty breeze and the waves, the slow pace, the salty breeze and the waves. No matter our place. The seasons in this town all look the same, and I've lost all track of where I am. I hear a song when I call your name, and miss the sense of the ground after the rain. We are aching for the walls to fall into the great enlightenment. Let's not wait until it's done.
And we are back. I mean, not that I really went anywhere. You could see me in my talking to the guys here. Good stuff. Good stuff. So where we left off, the kobolds have just saw young Mr. Archie here, as he tried to move past them in a good, very nice way, but unfortunately was found out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have everyone roll initiative, and let's get some stuff going. Let's do it.
Okay. See here.
Oh, much better. Much better. So...
Oh, shit!
Wow.
So, Archie... that means you guys can go on them both in the same turn. So you guys can, essentially discuss with one another. Technically speaking, usually we go with who has the higher dexterity. In that case, that would be...
Cheeto, by far.
Yeah. By a huge margin.
Alright, Cheeto, you go.
Actually,
I'm
hold on.
basically gonna.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I should be able to just go right beneath where he's at, near the cliff, and just tell him what's going on and tell him we need to get. I mean, do I have enough distance to get up? I mean, is there? I guess I don't know if that's something you can answer, but is where he's at? Is there a way to leave into the forest without going down the?
No, there's actually a cliff on the other side of him. So either way, he's gonna have to make an athletics check to get off of there.
To get out of there.
Correct.
Just, right?
Well, if I can go as far as I can on that near that cliff edge, then I will try and get him to come a little farther away from the kobold.
So you're running out. Okay. Thank God for that.
Bob, we need to get out of here.
All right. What about the family? Have you found them?
I already let them loose, but they're heading the other way, so we got to go this way and leave the
Shit.
kobolds off.
Let's run. Where are you? Once the starts, where you make it.
I think, do I have enough movement speed to get over there? I think I have 40.
What's your total movement right now? So you have 80 movement total
40.
plus your key point thing.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't have to do key, because if I use dash, it doubles my speed either way.
Well, what I'm saying, if you want to do key, what you'll end up doing is you'll and you can use double your movement speed. If I'm understanding this right, you move and then use your action to move, then you're going to double that. So if you go 80 around, that's 160. So, I just rolled all their initiatives, so I got that down. So, that being said, who's going... since Archie's technically going first now, what is your official decision? And then we'll cut to Derek, because right now they don't know Derek is there.
Well, I know it's kind of off the map, but I know there's a bit of a curve to the cliff here, and I was wondering, can I be on the eastern side of it and still talk to him from that cliff, because he can come down that side.
I mean, talking is a free action.
Spread enough. I'm trying to make sure I have enough distance between me and the call ball to, at least be within range of talking to him, because I don't want to go like all the way to the eastern side and he can't talk to me. If that makes sense.
Give me just a second. Okay. So there's just straight up forest over here. So let's say that at the very least you're here like this. You're just running through woods, which is a clear enough path for you to do that. If you want to run in your direction and just tell them to go, then you're more than welcome to do so.
So he said I can. I don't know. I think you cut out at the end. Misheard you.
Okay, so if you're trying to signal him to leave, they don't know he's there, and by the time you run into the forest to get away, you're more like talking is a free action. You'll be able to signal to him to tell him to get out.
So he knows right. So he can literally just say run and then dart.
Yeah, as he's running
Yeah.
past. 5,
Yeah,
10,
that's
15,
what I'm gonna
20,
do.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Dude, by the time you haven't even begun to start. Like you're gone. Like you're outrunning him.
I just see Cheeto go disappear into the forest. Archie is.
Oh, somebody cut out hard there.
I'm like Sonic.
Okay. So is that what he's doing? You're doing, Cheeto?
Yeah, I'm moving as far as I can to.
Okay. So as you're running by, like you just ping, you're gone. As you run by, you tell him, you know what? Because that's how it is. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Bob.
Oh shit!
Yeah, because you're running so
Both of
quickly.
us?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, just him. You're gone. You're not even in the scene anymore.
19.
Okay, so
Thank God.
you see this blur of a human just like gone, and all of a sudden you're able to catch enough to where you're just like, oh, okay. So now as you go and you run, okay. So actually, what are you doing then?
Okay, so if I see him run and telling him to run, I will turn and go off this little ledge here. And do I have advantage again because I'm so small to me? Or no?
At this point, you're running and probably jumping off. Is that right? Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, basically running and kind of just not really jumping off, but running and then just going and landing and then continuing to run. That way, like trying to jump forward.
Make an athletics check for me.
With advantage or without advantage?
I'm gonna say regular, without advantage.
Okay. On that note, what I am going... Wait, I have 60 movement feet? Oh, yeah. So
Because you're using your movement speed to get out of there.
I'm actually going to use my inspiration point on this roll.
Well, you want to roll and see if you fail first?
Oh, can I do that? I thought I had to use it on the roll.
No, you can declare using it after your roll. That's the cool thing about this edition of D&D.
Okay. So I need to roll... Check. Athletics, you said?
Correct. Oh, you lucky sod. DC was 10 in my head.
Okay. Wait,
So
no. That is wrong. That is wrong. Ignore that roll. Because I actually have disadvantage. Because I don't have advantage on athletic checks. I need to roll. Check.
Wait, say that again?
Because of my armor, I have disadvantage on. Hold on, let me see. When not proficient with armor, your strength, athletic checks covers difficult situation. You kind of.
You have...
Yeah. I have disadvantage on athletics, acrobatics, sleight of hand, and stealth check. Because
Aren't
I'm
you-
not proficient in the armor.
How are you not proficient in that? What armor do you have?
It's a plate. It's a heavy armor.
Oh my
It's
god.
Wyatt.
Sure.
So actually, that's why I was thinking I use. So no, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use my inspiration to keep that 11 check. That's what I was trying. Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how inspiration I'm thinking works. You have to roll disadvantage, so you have to roll again. And take the lesser of the two. And you get to re-roll, I think, another one.
With
think-
disadvantage? Because how it reads is if you have inspiration, you can expend it when you make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check.
Right?
Spending your inspiration gives you advantage on that roll.
Well, let's see what your second roll is.
So, wait, am I rolling this with disadvantage then?
No. This is the second roll of your disadvantage. We'll take the lesser of these two numbers.
Okay. Let me check. Athletics. Okay, so either way, I take make it.
You'll take your 11. No, that's fine. Which is
Okay.
more than enough to, like, yeet off the side of this. So,
I assume I know what somewhat direction Archie's going, so I'm just gonna barrel after him as much as I can.
okay. So, you're completely out of combat now. The kobolds are scrambling, trying to see what's happening. Now, you guys are in the opposite direction of the family, so you realize that.
Well, as we're running, because actually that overlap. Never mind, I can't say that because as he was running by, did I hear him say that he saved the family? Actually, that still won't matter because I won't know where they are. Never mind.
I just said run, so basically that's about.
Okay, because then I can't say double back family, and at this point I doubt you can even hear anything I say. So
Okay.
Hopefully we group up.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm just going for Cheeto.
So, at this point, you guys are Machito is running, like Archie is gone, and because she can outpace Bob so quickly, you two are officially separated in the night. Okay? You guys have no idea what is going on. But one thing is you've lost track of one another in the middle of this. It's not like there's a rally point for you guys to get to. So, as you guys are trying to get your bearings back, who actually has the map?
So wait, when we were at the freaking play,
Uh-huh.
Cheeto should have them.
Remember,
I'm pretty sure Cheeto has it because I was following you because you were faster than me to the forest, and that's when we found the spiders. I pulled you back. You were in the lead, so you would have had the map.
So, if that is in fact the case, then Machito is probably, I'm going to say he kept running a good 100 feet away from where Bob is, and Bob is trying to keep up.
But can't.
But can't. Now, as you guys make it into the still of the night, you hear a horn go off and loud noise coming from where the camp was.
Where the kobold camp?
Yeah. A loud horn and yelling and kind of screaming off in the distance.
Like kobold screaming? Can we tell what kind of screaming? Can I tell what kind of screaming? I guess because I don't know if she doesn't. Even
Just angry and yelling, screaming. Actually, Christopher, go ahead and make a perception check because you are so far away. I'm sure you hear the horn, but I don't think you hear much after that. But I don't want to count that out.
Come on, Archie! Come on, Archie!
You definitely hear the yelling. You can tell that someone's yelling. And you both hear the clanging of metal in the distance. They're coming for you.
They're coming, but they have no. So we're separated. Do we know they're coming for us?
Yes. Between where your position is and his perception check, you guys can extrapolate that they're coming for you.
But I'm not with him, so would I know that they're coming for us?
You both know. Because he rolled a good perception check, so that's how he knows. You're close enough to him, that's how you know.
Oh, I thought we were separated from each other.
You are, but like I said, because he's because of
whatever he perceives, I don't necessarily perceive. Correct?
No, but because you're closer, you don't have to make a perception check to hear that. Because like you both hear the horn. That's immutable. There's no way you can't not hear that horn. But what you can't hear is but whether you can hear them screaming and yelling and clanging about, you don't know. Yeah. I'm assuming at some point you guys stop, and this is when you're all hearing all this.
Okay, so we're stopped away from each other. We don't know where each other is. Are we still going in the initiation order of who does what?
No. At that point, we'd have to roll new initiative.
Okay, so we need to roll another initiative?
You will if they catch up with you. So at this point, seeing as how you're separated, what are you doing?
How far have we gone?
You're probably... well, Machito probably went on for at least a couple of rounds of just straight running. And if he gets 80 per 6 seconds, 16, he's 240 feet away from the camp. And if you get 60, 6, 12, 18, you're probably, whatever the difference is on that, you're like 60 feet or so away from one another. No, 204. Oh, holy crap. Yeah.
He's 240. Wait, how many rounds did it go? Because you said he made it 80 times how many?
3 rounds.
So 240. So I went 60 times 3. So I'm 120. So he's at 120 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't see him at all, but I am a good distance away.
Can I backtrack or find out how to find it?
Like I said, my plan was to just keep going in the general direction that I saw Archie run to begin with, and just keep moving away.
Okay.
And then whatever he did.
So at that point, Chris, what are you doing?
How dark is it? Can I light a torch?
Yeah, can we even see at this moment? How far can we see? Like, how dark is it?
Goliath get dark vision?
No. Hell no.
Yeah, you'll need it's about pitch.
Okay.
I'm gonna light a torch.
I am not. I am going to just. I will move slowly now because I know I'm at least a good distance away, and it's pushed back dark. So I am not going to light a torch and just try to make my way forward and see if I can find.
Okay, so make a perception check, Bob.
Seven.
You don't see the torch that Archie just lit.
Okay.
So
Do I still know what general direction I'm moving?
yes.
All right, I'm keep moving that way, and what would be Archie at the moment?
I'm trying to think.
Can I light like a tree on fire or something?
But would you actually light a tree on fire?
I mean, if you're talking about setting fire to the forest that could turn into a wildfire and burn the whole entire thing down, sure.
I mean, that wasn't the big picture, but yeah, I'm trying not to.
Like, I think you cause more damage than you want to not.
In the great words of Matthew Mercer, you could try.
Sure, go ahead and try.
I mean, if that's what you want to do.
No, I'm not gonna burn the whole forest down. I was trying to see if I could start like a fire to hopefully get you to come my direction.
You can try. Make an intelligence check.
Can I do like some kindling, campfire going, or like a bonfire?
Make an intelligence check.
Would that be intelligence or survival?
Whichever one's higher.
So survival then.
Whichever's higher. Whichever has the bigger bonus.
I mean, one's -1 and the other's 0, so I'm.
So whatever's 0. Oh gosh.
I hope you realize I'm trying to set the whole thing on fire.
No, I know, but the heat of the moment, things happening.
I mean, okay.
Okay. Well, this is what happens. As you try to set this fire in a haste, with a warband right behind you, trying to get your friend's attention, trying to make a rally point, you make a fire, and unfortunately, you're still in the spider part of the forest. And as you hurry to make a decent sized fire, a beacon, the silk starts catching on fire, and that fire reaches the trees. So now, God, you have one tree the fire is growing, and it's getting there pretty quickly. Okay? And the fire keeps going, and not only is one tree on fire, but because the trees are connected by these strands of silk, it catches another tree on fire, and then slowly moves towards another.
Can I ask a curiosity question?
Sure.
because this has already happened. What the hell would have happened if he'd rolled a natural 1?
Skill checks. If you roll a 1 on a skill check, it is not the same as 3.5. It's not automatic failure.
I was just curious, like all of a sudden, like 5 trees. But do I
So-
see this?
You
I would just spontaneously combust and then
make another perception check for me.
Got to be a blaze by now.
It's getting there.
Oops.
That's okay.
11.
Okay, that is enough for you to start seeing the horizon start to light on fire.
How big are these trees? These like super thick trees, or are they more like tall but not like more thin than like thick?
These are
Really?
actually more of a bit more of a hardwood tree, and they are. I mean, it's mostly pines in this forest, but there's still some hardwood trees, and the patch that have all the spider web silk on them are just a patch of hardwood trees. So you have a fairly decent sized patch of trees starting to catch fire.
I'm gonna make my way towards that, obviously.
Okay. Christopher, are you staying there or are you leaving?
I'm gonna stay within the area, but hopefully not get fire choked out by the.
Okay. A couple things are happening right here. As the trees start catching on fire, jeez. Bob runs into the scene and notices this big bonfire start to happen and explode into something completely not what they wanted. You see a
Can I
dumb...
see him now?
Huh?
No, continue.
You see a dumbfounded Archie like, I didn't mean to set this on fire. And Archie's, Bob runs up to just kind of look like, what have you done? At this point,
God, man, what have you done?
you hear behind you, it is another blast of the horn. And you start hearing the clanging and the screaming get louder as it approaches your direction.
Can we tell by how loud it sounds compared to how loud it sounded last time, how far they might be?
They're coming at you pretty quick, so they're probably going to be here within a few minutes.
Hey Bob, you want to keep running with me?
Yeah, because if they're going to be
Probably
here in a
have
few
no-
minutes, I can't chop down a tree that fast. Yeah, I say run! And then I guess we
I'm
just
gonna
dart.
try Derek without completely eradicating him in speed.
You know, this module says, if the players try to hide, the kobolds will be able to sniff them out unless they come up with an unusually clever plan.
He did just set a fire and there's smoke everywhere.
Yeah, no, I can't. We're done here, gentlemen. Holy freaking cow.
I feel like I pulled this one from the group.
I will say, so, are we done? I will say this. If I had gone first in that initiation round, we would have been fighting the kobolds right then and there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that, like, if you hadn't gone first, we would have been fighting.
I don't think I would have survived.
Okay.
That's it.
So, as you guys flee the scene, you make it a good distance away down the path, and you guys don't stop, and you as soon as you get quite a ways away, you do hear the same horn, but it's even further in the distance. It seems as though the fire was able to provide the smoke screen, as it were, to the area to where they had no idea which way you went. The smoke and everything else has thrown them off. A portion of the forest is now on fire and burning down trees left and right. Although it starts to die off, the further out it gets, it seems as though the silk has been providing a lot of the kindling to get to the trees, this, that, the other. Right.
So we're in the clear now, but it is still dark, correct?
Right. As the morning breaks, you guys are approached, assuming that you guys have you guys decided to go all night. As you leave the area, you run into Charez as he comes up the path. You guys are probably about another couple hours, half a day away from Mire Hall. And the wizard just looks at the scene.
Good grief. What a state.
You tell him what had happened with the family, and so you realize that the kobolds, that they're most likely able to get away, that the family was able to get away from the kobolds, but they're still out in the forest, working their way around. And he demands, like, seeing the forest on fire and it's still smoldering even to the day, he demands to know what happened.
How much of the how many how much did Archie burn? Like, can we tell that? Like, because you said we're because we were a good 3/4 day when we were at the temple, correct? From the place.
It was about a good 3/4 of a day there. You were almost there whenever you got there. By the time that you got to that area, and by the time that he started setting stuff on fire, and you got to where you're more towards the latter leg of the journey to Mire Hall. Right.
So you said we're like an hour from Mire Hall?
About probably about a quarter of a day, a few hours. Yeah, you're probably still a few hours out.
So
assuming
how
you've been
big a patch of forest did he burn that we can see it from that freaking far?
I mean, I didn't mean to do.
No, it happens. Poor rolls.
You just saved our asses. I could care less that you set a forest on. Forests can regrow.
It started off pretty heavy, and it incinerated at least an acre or so. And it started to slow because it's hitting pine, and the pine is just there's not enough silk to kind of kindle up the fire, so it's slowing down pretty perversely.
Yeah, so basically we're telling Chavez all this.
Well, my friend had a brilliant but dumb plan that worked out, apparently.
I mean, actually, it wasn't a plan. It was more like randomly setting a fire. But, yeah.
But we've left the family out in the woods, so I guess we gotta turn around and go try to find the... Shit, go find the family... Charis, can you scry where the family is in the forest, or do we have to go blindly searching for them?
Let me actually pull up the map. I do have a map for this.
I assumed after we're running and now that we slowed down, that he told me he saved the family. That as soon as the horn went off, and the yelling and the alarm, that the family would have run, not stayed for this unknown stranger that has saved them.
All right.
Oh shit!
Meyer Hall is here. Tag nabbit.
Yeah, look at all those trees. It'll be fine.
Shut up. Jeez.
Unless that whole patch over there is my doing.
So this is the ruins here that you guys are at. Right about it takes probably about you put it actually this is about half of a day. So yeah, no, about a day, about a full day's journey. Right about here.
Why can't I see where you're pointing? Okay, now I can. Okay.
Can I pick another color? Okay. So this is roughly where the fire's taken place. That may be a bit bigger than what I wanted, but you know.
Okay.
So this huge acre is here. You guys are just a little bit over here. You got, like I said, like a quarter of a day left to get there. The family.
Where are we?
Oh, dagnabbit, that sucks. Kind of wish I'd be able to. You guys are roughly right about there.
Okay. Technically speaking, we can see the edge of the bird and kind of see all the.
Yeah, more or less. The family started working their way through the forest here, but they know where Meyer Hall is at. So they're probably slowly working their way through the woods.
That's the wrong direction.
Well, they ran the opposite direction because they weren't going to run right into the kobolds. They were right there.
So literally, they could be anywhere in this huge, huge forest.
And you have an army between you, not an army, but for you guys, yeah.
Possibly. I mean, so do we have a map of like this? Like, do we actually have a map of not just the map the Charez drew us, but like this kind of map that shows us how big this forest is and where everything is? Like, since we've been traveling, or we just have no idea.
It's just kind of those little bits of hunting paths between Meyer Hall and that set of ruins. And now
But no, I mean like a big map, the large map, like a map of where the stuff is. Like, do we know where that, like a map that has Meyer Hall, this like kind of like what we're seeing now? Will we have a map like that that shows how big this forest is?
No.
So we don't know actually how big this damn forest is.
Now you have the path from Meyer Hall to the ruins, and you know that they ran technically south to get away from what's going on.
In that case, Charez, how big is this damn forest?
He pulls out a map and shows you what I'm showing you right now.
Thank you. Can you scry again and try to find them in this forest? Or is there a safer way around this ruins that you think? Or
We know that they're alive to some degree in the forest.
we know the
So
last
we
time
just
you
need to
saw
go-
them, they were alive.
yeah.
We did run into spiders. And,
Well, this didn't turn out anything like I thought it would. At this point, Charez is is accompanied by a few trackers and notable men of the woods who know how to get around. He says to them, he's like, "You," and he's pointing to his map. He's like, "Go check this area. Go check these areas, and report back to me." And all of a sudden, with that, the trackers are gone.
I want to go with them.
They make their way into the woods, and they start moving around the whole entire area, and the issues and this, that, the other. Charles looks at you and he's like, "Well, it'll be a few hours before they get around, and they're quick enough on their feet. Still, the kobolds probably won't notice that they're gone. And with the hunting party out looking for you, they might just make it through."
But that still leaves the problem that you have at least 11 kobolds at this ruins, and it looked like one of them was at least a sorcerer performing a ritual.
He rubs his chin. "What you tell me makes no sense. Kobolds don't do these things. They're, for the most part, terrified creatures that prefer to be left alone. First we met a sorcerer last week, and then now another one, if what you say is true, this one accompanied by dragon shields. This must mean a greater power is driving them from their lair, perhaps even a dragon. I must investigate this. But for now, we need to make sure this family gets home, safe and sound."
But the trackers left already, correct?
Yeah, they at his whim, they went to go track down the family and get them back home. But with all of them done up like they are, it's going to be hard for them to, for the kobolds to kind of be stretched thin. Do you express any of these concerns to Charez?
Wait, what do you mean? Express what concern?
Finding the
Well, fact
family.
that-
Well, yes. Like, I would like to help the family, and I was gonna go with the trackers, try to save the family and help protect, because we've run into kobolds, we've run into giant ass spiders, apparently in this damn forest, and these trackers just on this whim went to hunt a family that is like, who knows where, with all these dangers around. Like, oh, it's just another day. There's elk and deer, maybe a bear I'll run in.
So Charez looks at your concern, and he thinks for a moment. He takes out his own pipe and starts smoking. He's like, I wouldn't be too concerned about them for right now. The important part is dealing with this kobold threat. We could be looking at a huge scale invasion if we're not careful. So, while the trackers take care of the family, this means that we need to return and deal with these kobolds. And that... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I do agree, but it's not like two people can deal with this whole kobold infestation alone. But I mean, no offense, but that's a tall task for no money.
I don't think we want to burn the whole place down either.
As you say that, Charez throws both of you a bag. Inside you find 50 gold each. The mayor wanted me to give this to you, but we have to finish what we started. There's most likely another 100 in it for you if you finish these creatures off.
I need some context here, actually, real quick, Shane. Mind?
Okay.
Gold. So 50 gold. How much? Like, what is that in relation to like American money? How much money is that really that I'm being given?
Did you say you had a PHB?
Ooh, yes, do really?
Because you can look up equipment in there if you want to.
I'm gonna do that because I'm trying, like, for my character, I'm trying to wrap around my head how much money did he give me? $50 or did he give me freaking $100?
Most peasants, 10 gold, or 10 copper equal 1 silver. 1 silver equals 10 silver equal 1 gold, and 10 gold equal 1 platinum, right? Your average meal at a tavern is probably 2 silver. 1 to 2 silvers.
I'm fine the player.
So, but yeah.
Okay, because
It's fairly decent.
okay, because I'm just trying. So 150 gold would actually be really, really good.
Well, you guys got 50 gold each, plus you have the stuff that you got from them.
Yeah, I had that written down. As if we ever had the chance, I planned on splitting that between me and Cheetah. RG.
Well, I don't think that there's a rush on that. But that being said, I will say that brings us to the conclusion, or that's it for this session. If you want to pick up this session again and have a part 2, we can do that next Saturday if we guys are available. And
yes,
we can actually finish out this one shot, which this is more like a 1.5 shot at this point. And we can come back to this and I don't know, kind of improv and see how this goes. So, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. That being said, guys, thank you for joining us. For those who are watching, I hope you guys had fun, and if anything, we will see you next week. Appreciate you all, and thank you again for hanging out with us. See ya.
You're aching for the walls to fall into the great alignment. Let's not wait.